Hey, how's it going, guys? Mr. Boss for the win here, and in today's video, we're going to be looking at 10 canceled Grand Theft Auto games that you didn't know even existed. So it seems that not every title that Rockstar ends up cooking up makes its way to us, the players, and we're going to be talking about 10 games that were in development, but were either cut or changed or just never made it out. Okay, at the number one spot today, that is GTA Berlin, or apparently a Berlin mission pack for Grand Theft Auto 2. So GTA Berlin was in development by, at the time, DMA Design and Take-Two Germany around 1990 and 2000 for the PC and for the PlayStation. And the game reportedly was going to be a GTA London-style add-on pack and was due for release in spring of 2000, but was never released. I'll show you guys some magazine scans right here, and even though I can't read or understand German, they do show off some screenshots, and if you'd like to translate that for yourself, you totally can. But it looks like there was going to be a Grand Theft Auto game in Germany, which would have been pretty interesting. GTA London was very successful, so obviously taking another big European city like Berlin would have been very fascinating. I don't know how it would have worked in the top-down setting. It would be interesting to see how a setting like that would work in a modern GTA game. But that's the first title today, GTA Berlin. The second title that we never saw was Grand Theft Auto for the Nintendo 64. That's right, DMA Design was also working on a Nintendo 64 version of Grand Theft Auto 2, but it was canceled for unknown reasons. Now, not that this matters, but the Nintendo 64 was actually my first console. Well, I guess the Game Boy was like my first handheld console, but the Nintendo 64 was the first console I had. And I certainly wasn't playing games of the like of Grand Theft Auto. I was more of like the Mario Kart and Zelda, but either way, you guys can see what it would look like here. Very similar to GTA 2, that sort of top-down style, but it would have been for a platform that I don't think Grand Theft Auto has ever been on, and that is for the Nintendo 64. So that's the second title right there. The third title was going to be sort of GTA 2.5 that took place in Miami. Now, the reason it was called GTA 2.5 is because Rockstar Games at the time had talked about making a top-down version of Grand Theft Auto 2 that also took place in Miami, but I think they decided to save the Miami or Vice City setting ultimately for the 3D era when Grand Theft Auto Vice City ended up coming out. So that would have been cool to see, again, another top-down version. In an interview, Rockstar officially said, when we were doing the London pack on the first GTA, the idea we had after that was to do Miami in the 80s. But for one reason or another, it just didn't come together. I'm personally hoping that Rockstar goes back to Vice City sometime in the future, hopefully in GTA 6 or maybe in another title or DLC or expansion, but that's the third canceled game. The fourth canceled game today is Grand Theft Auto Bogota. So this would have been pretty interesting, and I'll leave a link to this in the description. So back in 2003, Take-Two Interactive registered 10 Grand Theft Auto-related trademarks, and one of them was GTA Bogota. So in case you guys are wondering where that would be, Bogota is actually the capital of Colombia. So that would have been pretty cool to see a Grand Theft Auto game take place in South America. And it looks like, according to rumors and reports, that at least some part of Grand Theft Auto 6 is supposed to take place in South America. So maybe Rockstar will eventually use their ideas that they had for GTA Bogota in a future title, but that was one of the canceled games that never ended up coming out. Another trademark that they registered for during that time in late 2003 was Grand Theft Auto Tokyo. Now, this would have been amazing because Tokyo is such a sprawling, huge metropolis of a city, and I think it would be really cool to check out. Now, I know other open-world titles have successfully put their setting in Tokyo, and it's worked out really well. So I think the Grand Theft Auto series would be really awesome there. Unfortunately, a lot of the cities you're seeing me mention, like Bogota and Berlin and Tokyo, because they take place outside of the United States, it's unlikely that we would see the GTA series return to them. As Dan and Sam Houser, who are basically the heads of Rockstar Game, have come out and said that GTA is like an American parody. So it's probably going to take place in an American city. But GTA Tokyo would have been amazing, just because that's such a cool city. The surrounding mountains, being surrounded by the ocean, obviously would be awesome. So that would have been pretty cool. GTA Tokyo. That is the 5th one today. The 6th game today is GTA Sin City. So that trademark was also registered back in 2003, and it was registered at the same time as Grand Theft Auto San Andreas. So my first thought was that Sin City just turned into a part of GTA San Andreas, but they trademarked them at the same time. So was Rockstar thinking about doing a spin-off just based off of Las Vegas or Las Venturas? That would be really cool. It's actually one of the handful of cities that have not been remastered. San Fierro, Las Venturas, and Vice City have all only appeared in the 3D era. So that would be cool if they brought that back in a future title, sort of remastered it for the HD era. That'd be awesome. Las Vegas is such a cool city. The surrounding areas, Area 51, the desert, that would just be awesome. So those were some of the trademarks that came about in 2003. Now, another game that Rockstar was planning, and this is our 7th canceled Grand Theft Auto title, is something called GTA Online Crime World. This was planned, but it was actually never released, and it was supposed to come out during the GTA 2, GTA 3 era. And we actually heard Rockstar talk about this on one of their Newswire posts the other day, where they mentioned they were actually thinking about having multiplayer in Grand Theft Auto 3, and I'm assuming this is what it would have been, Grand Theft Auto Online Crime World. Now, I can imagine that probably some of those ideas back in the GTA 3 days were probably used in what we see now in Grand Theft Auto Online. So maybe the technology just wasn't there, maybe it was too early, maybe Rockstar didn't feel comfortable. But their online experiences have gotten better and better, from GTA 4 to Max Payne to GTA Online and Red Dead Online. They've been getting better and better. So maybe it's a good thing that game never came out, because who knows how good that would have actually been. Canceled game number 8 today is a version of GTA 3 for the Game Boy Advance. This was my second handheld console, so this is really going down memory lane here. Now, in 2004, Rockstar did publish Grand Theft Auto Advance, which was a top-down version of GTA developed for the Game Boy Advance. It was set in Liberty City as a prequel to GTA 3, but there was another canceled version of GTA 3 for the Game Boy Advance that was in development before the released one. That would have been awesome. Again, I was not playing Grand Theft Auto games on the Game Boy Advance, probably for good reason, but that would have been cool to get a 3D version of GTA on the Game Boy Advance. So that is another canceled title right there. Canceled GTA game number 9 is Grand Theft Auto for the Sega Saturn. So I'm going to be honest with you guys, I don't even remember that console. I was probably too young for that. But apparently there was supposed to be a GTA 1 port for the Sega Saturn. That is the very first top-down game mode right there. Maybe it's because the Sega Saturn didn't pan out to be all that great of a console, or maybe it was about to be phased out. So this might not have been Rockstar's fault. They might have just said, okay, the Sega Saturn is going to be replaced in a year or two by something else, so let's just wait. But nevertheless, it was a game that didn't come out for that system. And our 10th and final game today is the reason Grand Theft Auto even exists, and that is a canceled title called Race and Chase. So Race and Chase was the original sort of DNA for Grand Theft Auto, and it was because of a glitch that actually GTA came about. And we never really saw the full version of Race and Chase release because Rockstar ended up really going full in on Grand Theft Auto. And it's a good thing they did. It's become arguably one of the most successful gaming franchises of all time. But it would have been fun to see what that original Race and Chase game was all about. It does sound kind of interesting, that's for sure. Maybe not today with crazy PC graphics and the fact that it was this probably top-down racing mode. But it still would have been really, really fun. But anyways, that right there is 10 canceled Grand Theft Auto games that you never knew existed. I'd love to hear from you guys in the comments down below. Of all the titles that we talked about today, which one would you like to see? Personally, I would love to see GTA Sin City and Tokyo. That actually sounds awesome. And a Berlin setting sounds really cool too. So let me know your thoughts, opinions, more in the comments down below. I'd love to hear from you guys down there. If you guys did go on to enjoy this video, though, a like rating would, of course, be awesome. And remember to subscribe if you are new or you want to stay up to date on all the latest GTA and Red Dead Redemption 2 videos that I'm doing here on my channel. And be sure to ring that notification bell as well. Sometimes YouTube just doesn't work, and if you ring that bell, you'll always be guaranteed to be notified when new videos arrive. But of course, as always, guys, thank you all so much for watching. Take care, and I'll see you guys in the next video.